worst thing you can do is jump the class or something. I almost did that to you at something, right? Yeah, when we were coming out of the infield and all of a sudden, like, everyone slammed on the brakes because someone slammed. I had just transitioned and, like, I picked off up on your court and literally, like, the coat was coming off the clutch and I saw your brake lights. Yeah. Dude, I don't ever be mustard. Just. Yeah. There was, if I asked for any players in their because right now that I would love to fucking slime them. They can even paint it like color on brand. Yeah. Yeah. Do a nice forest green with some rust and some paint paint. Yeah. Forest The battery. Fast charge it, destroy it for like. This body feels huge, eh?
What are you running for boost?
I think I'm about like halfway.
Enough?
Like 2/3 or something like that.
Quite a bit. Nice. I need to shit. Oh. More naps. Into number 26. See? Amber's corners.
Who's Amber?
You fat shit.
Yellow. Yellow. Hearing nothing less than 1:15. Oh, sweet. I wonder if it's always. Do it. Well.
This whole bitch is not spot.
Cement fully blocks. Yeah. Where's Hirikuchi?
That's what sounds like. autograph that one car.
Fuck. Having that solid axle, then it's no way.
Or just like put this body on one of our chassis.
Right? I mean, it does have a bowl diff in it, but even then, dude, like,
Sit you down and blow it up.
But you couldn't.
Huh? Who am I paying? Carry on. Brain pain.
I didn't get that.
Oh, no, fine.
Yeah?
That was like, it was 50 for everything. I sent.
Yeah, that was fucking
Yeah.
nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Take some home. No. Yeah, you gave me the like what you ate before that part.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, I guess that's I shared a photo of I would know. Oh, wait, you can't. Very close to the NBA.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. There was a rap. It was what do you call it on $16.66.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna get you in
Welcome to the second episode of the Room Makeover series presented by Spark. I live with the Grapevine Times. In this series, we're styling and renovating our room in 48 hours. Renovation and a year of home insurance are completely paid for by Spark. For this episode, we're in beautiful Port Moody, BC, where Kayla nominated her husband Matt. Let's go inside and meet her.
Go to see what it is.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I nominated Matt for this work, and there are three of us in this house. I nominated Matt because he really deserves space about
Thanks for everything, Alex.
Yeah, thanks.
and as a father, because
Thanks
a
for
lot
fixing my car, Carrie.
happens in history. Final
I
survey.
did.
We have a rather unique story, I think, in a lot of ways. Our son Beckett was born July 1st, 2018, and we found out at about 2 weeks gestation that he had a condition called gastroschisis.
Wow.
The condition means essentially that his
Alrighty, you guys.
form
It was a small crew this evening, but it still was a good crew.
pretty intensive care.
This is my Porsche with my tetrogen rims on it. The chaser is in the way, so I'm gonna have to slide it over. I'm running out of space in this garage. The Upper Moon sleeps here. That belongs to Matt. That's Jordan's Chaser. And then my Porsche. There you go. Nasty and dirty, but you know what? Still drives good. Let me unplug this guy. For my lights, I'm just using a Traxxas little light power supply. And then the Traxxas crawling lights. You'll see this very skinny wire is then in turn wired in there. Whoops, sorry. Yeah. And that's the fronts. The rears are pretty bright too. Maybe too bright. Yeah. Let's unplug this guy. Boom. And there you go. That's where she sleeps. I should probably put Jordan's battery back in. Yeah. And then here's my battery charging right now for my old Sanwa. It's just a normal life battery, 2-cell. And that just fits in the bottom here, plugs into that. And then because this tab snapped off, now it's a duct tape hold it together. Anyway, what else? Oh, I can got an AMG Mercedes that I'm busy doing here, drying on the fan. Not bad. Needs a couple of clear coats, a lot of wet sanding and stuff still. I'll leave that there. There you go. Anyway, guys. There's my 8x8 that I'm still building. It's super close to done. I'm just waiting on the rear diff axle housing. I've got the axles and the CVDs and all that stuff. So it'll have rear steer here, steering here, and this steering is already linked up here. It'll have a European style cab over if you're from North America, flatbed container style that'll open up and you can have 2 drift cars in it. That's the deal with this thing. Obviously, when I get super close, I'll definitely give you guys more info on what the hell this is. Yeah. Here's Jordan's dragster right there. My dragster's way over there on the grass. And then this is where the chaos happens. As you guys can see, it's totally messed up in here. Just junk everywhere, models everywhere. Doing a model here. I better turn the sound off here and at least answer your questions. So I'll turn the sound off there. Let's see if there's any questions here. Turn this camera. You guys can at least see my ugly face. Boom, boom. I don't know if that's pointed to the ground or not, but maybe. Okay, let's see. Mark. Nice. Those blocks will do some damage. Let that hang. From Southeast Pennsylvania. Sick. Always love seeing you guys having some fun. Heck yeah, man. Always having fun with my buddies. That's the only reason why I do this. I've never thought about doing this for a financial gain or being better than someone else or anything like that. It's always just been myself and then a very, very small, tight-knit group of friends that get to come to my shop after hours and smash and go crazy. And if they need help, I help them. If they don't, you know, it's all good. if I see someone break something real quick, I'll try and find spares that I have laying around and just give it to them because they are my friends. They bring fun to me, and they have a safe environment where they can have a blast without feeling any pressure to do, you know, good or anything. They can just, so long they're having fun and not being negative or nasty towards each other, I don't give a shit. It's all about fun. And same with whatever information I think I have, I will share with you guys because I want more people to have fun, right? The whole thing not helping one another in this community is absolutely dumb. Uh, the whole thing about, you know, a person telling another person that's not how it should be, it needs to be this way. Um, Even though sometimes one person's brain and way of doing things is totally different to the next one. Um, you know, you can advise someone, but you can't force them and tell them this is how it is, and if it's not that way, you're out of here. That sucks. It's totally wrong. Not the way it should be. Anyway, would you ever do a quick video on the SkyRC ESC baseline parameters? Yeah. My plans are to do a video on the SkyRC. It's a Toro 160 or 120 amp, and then the R1, which I have in all my race cars. But in my drift car right now, I'm running the SkyRC 160 amp Toro made by SkyRC. That's what I run, and then I run a D-like motor, 10.5 turn on that, and I run a 6,000 milliamp Gens Ace Redline battery that has 130 C. So it's got enough power and ample current to boost it up exactly when I want to. I personally like to tune my boost super laggy. That way, if you're not ready to boost, it doesn't just boost up like crazy. It's more like you can control the boost because it's kind of slow and soft, and then it becomes ridiculous, right? And that's through the SkyRC Toro 160 amp ESC. Yeah, and I'll show you my tune and everything and so on. But I do want to do a couple of ESCs. I wish I had money to get a whole bunch of different ones and then, you know, throw them on one motor and then tune them individually and see what the tune's like, how easy it is to tune, and. Yeah. Anyway, what else is the next question here? Glazier, the hobby has so much to offer and it is developing so quickly. We need to get more people involved. Yes, but you know what? It's like a game of chess or playing whatever random game, right? It's the same as that. If you don't look for it or focus on it, you don't know it's there, right? I think what this whole lockdown situation has done is make people realize that having a hobby is actually a good thing for you. It makes you relax, it makes you switch off, and you can go with yourself or your buddies. Doesn't matter if you're racing or drifting or crawling or jumping and bashing and stuff. It's dope because you can do it individually, right? Or you can do it with a crew, which is awesome. Right? I think it's been around. Would be very interested in watching you tuning once. Yeah, I almost need to make a a date. Like, I don't know how or what is the easiest way for me to let you guys know that I'm now gonna go live and tune these two ESCs with exactly the same motors so that you guys can see, you know, how one works compared to the high dollar one. Obviously, SkyRC, it's not a cheap ESC, but it's not a $400 ESC, if you know what I mean. And on the end of the day, to tell you the truth, man, the SkyRC with that motor that I have now, and I've had just a normal 10.5 R motor on it, and it still ran it ridiculous. It's just that I got this Rev D. Yeah, got it. So I decided to throw it on there and see what the difference is. I have to say the Rev D motor is unreal. Like, just the way it sounds, how smooth it is really, really good. I don't know if the sensor board is better than the normal Yokomo one, but I have to say it's almost 150, yeah, about 150 Canadian dollar more than the Yokomo motor. So it's a lot of bucks just to have something that's ridiculously smooth. Yokomo 13.5 turns or 10.5 turn or 17.5 turn, they have a D, which is, or sorry, they have a T, which is high torque. High torque you would use in a very snappy, short kind of track. And then obviously the R is the high revving one, and that would you would have on a track that has long sweepers. It still works fine in tight corners, but it's not as torque, if you know what I mean. It doesn't break loose as fast as the T. Yeah. No comments here. Nope, no new comments. I'm gonna chill on here for another 5 minutes and then I'm gonna have to bail. What else? I only have 4 likes though. It's kind of strange. Could have sworn I've seen more than 4 people in here. More questions? Any question? There's no dumb question here. This is the only way that you can have someone else's opinion, right? So fire away on any questions. Any feedback on your ESC you've had issues with? Nope, no feedbacks at all. They wanted me to make a video on what's going on with the ESC and then send it to Japan somehow. So I've given up. I have a handload of Yokomo ESCs that are just laying here that I've somehow blew up. And they were all brand new. I've just wired them in. I've just calibrated between my radio and ESC. It's running fine. But then obviously I want to start playing with timing and boost and change the BSC so I can run lights through it and a way high voltage servo through it and as soon as I do any of that, as soon as I plug it into my Wi-Fi dongle or whatever you want to call that little Wi-Fi guy, as soon as I plug that sucker in and I change anything and then save it onto it, boop, pops. It's just done. It's crazy. It's like it's mind blowing. You know what I mean? So I've moved on. Do you find a lot of political BS or you know what? I've had my fair share of people unfortunately, yeah, I've had my fair share of people that think I owe them something, or you know, that kind of thing. I've had people truthfully backstab me, even people that I thought I could trust. Yeah, I've had my fair share of bullshit for sure. It happens, unfortunately. Uh, yeah, it's crazy. I've had people invite me to come to their facilities, uh, and then you figure out that actually the invite is for you to build or design them a track, which I don't mind that part of it. But then they'll spin around and talk all kinds of nonsense, like ridiculous, to the point where you know I had nothing to do with it. I'm a dumb piece of shit, and so on and so on. Weird. What? That's why I am hesitant to get Yokomo, which overall I love their product. Don't get me wrong. I've been using Yokomo since Yokomo released their first four-wheel drive drift chassis. The RX-7 was the first one, and then the Turby HKS S15 is the one that I received and bought from Yokomo. So I've been with Yokomo for a long, long time, and even Yokomo, talk about bullshit. I've had them stab me in the back too, so this happens. Uh, Main reason I'm looking at the Toro 160 or the Rev D. Oh, but you're talking about the Rev D Servo and the Absolute. So I would run Yokomo's or Rev D motor, definitely Yokomo Servo and gyro, but ESC, Toro or R1, any of those two I stand behind, right? The ESC is just not what it should be, especially for the money you pay for it. The ESC should be like up there. It ain't. So I run everything Yokomo except for my ESC, and obviously now I have the Rev D motor instead of Yokomo motor, but everything else electronically is all Yokomo. Shocks, chassis. Man, up here on the wall, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 Yokomo chassis up there that are at least 20 years old per chassis. Then back here in the shelving here, I probably have another 4 old Yokomo chassis. There's Yokomo wheels over here, like old ones, and old tires. Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Yokomo is amazing. I love them to death. I won't be running anything else. Like my touring car chassis is a Yokomo. My off-road 4-wheel drive buggy is Yokomo. I have a Yokomo F1 out there. The only problem I have is their BL4, right? And then obviously the wow, I'll show you. Is the BL Pro blowing up? Even the older one, BL SP, blowing up. He throw his hat somewhere else. Oh, it's all down here now. This is too many. But yeah, that's 3 right there. That's from the pure basic one, which I don't even think they make this one anymore. That was my favorite one actually. And then, you know, I tried the normal RS4, and then I went to the Pro. Same problem, same problems. Yeah. And you know, how am I supposed to send them videos of this? Like, how do I explain to them that it, as soon as I hook everything up to it, it starts smoking? Like, it's starting to stink. And I don't want to cause a lipo fire on my chassis or in here. There's no way. So, sad. Which Yokomo servo? Let me go get my chassis real quick and I'll show you. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Let me read here real quick. Wichikoma servo. Okay, so that's the last one from Omar. So as you can see, very dirty. But this is the SX3 purple with gold hardware. Servo, I just have the stock freaking, I don't even know the code. Yeah, SP-02D V2. The stock one. I don't even have the high dollar anodized aluminum V3. I don't even use that. Then I have the V4 gyro here, right? And then I have the RM A135 Rev D motor here, and then just the Toro, right? 160. No, this is the 120. Yeah. That's just the 120 that I've got going here. Yeah, and then I just run it off a very high power 2 cell. This one's 6,000 milliamp hour, but at 130 C. So it's way up there. And then I just use my old Sunwire radio that I've been using for, I want to say 9 years now. I think it's old. Yeah. And then just Yokomo Type C's, Tetrogen rims, front and back, because Tetrogen, man. Other than that, nothing special. It's just the normal Yokomo big bore shocks. Yeah. This is not even the high flex chassis or the high traction chassis. You don't need it. I don't think I want to spend money on something like that. I truthfully like the idea of my suspension doing all the work instead of my chassis plate, like a real car. You take a chassis, you put a huge roll cage in it, you stiffen it up, and the suspension does all the work for traction and movement and stuff. Yeah. Thanks, Omar. I've been told to not tune more than 60 degree in my ESC. Is that? Yeah. Beyond 60 degrees, man, especially on a drift car, you're rotating those wheels so fast that it's hard for it to gain grip and gain momentum. Like on mine, that's why my turbo is so lagged. I almost use no RPMs to gain speed and sit next to someone or get on them. Then I use my boost to almost pause my chassis in that spot for a split second. Instead of going e-brake, I go boost, full boost, and then get off it. Then it kind of, you know, it kind of lunges a little bit, but it's actually slower to keep your distance. If I go a little bit off throttle, like let's say like 35% throttle, it'll move forward so fast I'll hit people, right? So it's or e-brake or super high boost for a split second to make it slower. Yeah. People are like, use boost to, you know, gain momentum on people. No. The less rotation in your wheel, the faster the back wheel will catch up to the front wheel and then move you and accelerate you forward or sideways. Yeah. We don't have rubber tires. We don't have air pressure. We have hard plastic on a hard, slippery surface. And man, like this much tire contact patch, like that much tire contact patch hitting the ground on the rears. On the front, you have this much in the leading wheel, but the chasing wheel is almost doing nothing. It's just there, floating around. Yeah. Anyway, probably got too in depth with that one. Anyway, guys, it's now 9 minutes past 9 p.m. here where I am. So I'm just gonna say thank you very much for hanging out and talking and all that good stuff. I will post on YouTube and on my Instagram announcing when I'm doing the live video for the ESC tuning. Okay? Or the comparison between the two and how I tune the different two and so on and so on and so on. So my Instagram is just AfroRC, and then obviously I'll leave a video there and I'll put a super short video here saying that I am gonna go live on this date. If you guys can, I'll try and do it same thing like a Saturday night or, you know, a weekend night so that everybody's kind of free. Hopefully everybody's not working or whatnot. And then please come hang out and let's talk. Ask me as much questions as you want. Maybe you guys can ask me questions as I tune it so I can explain to you what I'm doing at that point. That would be sick. Hopefully that helps you guys. Yeah. What's your opinion on the Yokomo Drift Motor DX1? Yeah. Love them. Love that motor. I have had one for 2 years. I rocked that one, and then I got the Rev D motor from a hookup. So yeah, Omar, let's hang out, shoot the shit. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking. I love it. That way I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. I don't like the part of making videos and then posting it up. I'd rather have this live communication where I can explain to you, or you can go, yo, Afro, what is that? Like, why did you do that? And then I can explain to you why. Anyway, you guys take it easy. Fuck everybody. Have fun. Peace. I'm out of here. Peace.